Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the annual conference of INCOSE South Africa. Although the number 13 is made mention in the annual conference reference title, INCOSE South Africa was actually founded in 2002, so technically we're actually celebrating 15 years this year. So I think that we should give ourselves a round of applause. Just to put it into context, the INCOSE South Africa is part of a larger system of INCOSE. And looking at the map of the world, I like it. You know, Africa is the center of it. And we are part of a group of 60 chapters worldwide and with over 11,000 members. And we influence and contribute to the global community through the work that we do both locally and internationally. The INCOSE Chapters Awards program, which has platinum, gold, silver, bronze levels, recognizes chapters that meet and exceed INCOSE's standards for local service and contributions. It gives me great pleasure to announce that INCOSE South Africa, in the efforts last year, received the Platinum Circle Award. And I would really like to congratulate the 2016 CMC management team under the leadership of Renee Oosthuizen, and of course your participation that has enabled us to achieve this award. So again, please, a round of applause. It is not possible to reach this point without the valuable contributions of many people behind the scenes. But there are a few people I would like to just highlight and acknowledge their phenomenal dedication, hard work, and leadership. First is Adsparius, the technical chair of the conference. Secondly, David Blythe for leading the review process for all the inputs into the technical program. Kobus Canal for leading the Jai Soy Challenge, and Alvin Smith for leading the efforts of the reviews of the Jai Soy Challenge. Shohen Naidu for leading the Wise Moy Challenge. Kobus Lotter, INCOSE South Africa's treasurer. Richard Shaw, INCOSE SA admin officer. Bossy Janssen, our membership officer. Alisa Farr, our comms officer. Bongani Mabuza, our programs officer. And finally, Renee Oosthuizen, our immediate past president. It really has been a privilege to work alongside these people. And the faces of these people they serve you. And their motivation stems from passion. And I really want to recognize the efforts, so please, another round of applause. A special word of thanks to our sponsors, GSTM, Project Performance International, the CSRR, TCSE, and Monze. I would like to encourage you to attend the sponsor presentations that happen just after lunch. I encourage you to engage with them and also to visit their booth. They really make a massive contribution in order for us to actually realize the conference that we have today. Ad will actually highlight which sponsors are presented in which rooms each day for the rest of the week. As we are part of a larger body of INCOSE, we share in the recently revised mission and vision statements, and that is to create a better world through a systems approach. And in the process of achieving the vision, we address complex societal and technical challenges by enabling, promoting, and advancing systems engineering and system approaches. A document I thought would be worthwhile to highlight in the context of this conference is the INCOSE Systems Engineering Vision 2025 document, considering the theme of our title, Navigating an Unsettled Future. In this document, it lays out imperatives that are imposed on us by the nature of the future that is upon us in many ways due to what we have created today. It seems quite appropriate, therefore, to highlight a few things in the context of this conference. This document is freely available on the INCOSE website. I encourage you to download it and have a look at it. The 6 imperatives that they talk about is expanding the application of systems engineering across industry domains, embracing and learning from the diversity of systems engineering approaches, applying systems engineering to help shape policy related to social and natural systems, expanding the theoretical foundation for systems engineering, advancing the tools and methods to address complexity, enhancing education and training to grow a systems engineering workforce that meets the increasing demand. And I will just spend just a few minutes highlighting each of those imperatives. The first is on expanding the application of SA across industry domains. Our practices were developed in the military aerospace environment, and we have, over time, successfully applied the approaches to solve the challenges there. We as a community also feel like the value of applying the systems engineering body of knowledge would be quite relevant in other domains like transportation, biomedical, and automotive. One must though recognize that there are engineers in those domains that do apply systems engineering, they just do not call it that. And the challenge is, how do we communicate then? How do we translate what we understand into what they already do, even though they don't call it systems engineering? The second imperative is embracing and learning from the diversity of systems engineering approaches. This arises due to the nature of how systems engineering has emerged through practice. And there are, of course, various ways in approaching systems engineering. And we have to learn to embrace and learn from the diversity of the various approaches to apply the best in the most appropriate context. This talks to the current failure to understand the needs of a large number of stakeholders in shaping policy, as well as failure in gaining understanding of the impacted landscape from a systems perspective. And we need to consider this when we look ahead. We need to look at expanding the theoretical foundation. The reason being, it was built on experience of people that got translated in a set of guidances that has proven and worked very well. And in order for us to work with other related disciplines, we need to somehow understand what the underlying theory is so that we can have perhaps common understanding to understand each other's conceptual frameworks. And this talks to moving towards doing research into understanding what that could possibly be. There's complexity also arising between system solutions and systems due to ever-growing interconnectedness, and how do we advance the tools and methods in our discipline in order to address the complexity. And last but not least, looking ahead, there will be a need to understand and embrace so-called soft skills that's necessary for leadership, and social sciences required for a more complete understanding of systems operations. We would also hope that systems thinking is something that is introduced quite early in early education, and the systems engineering is part of every engineer's curriculum. And how do we make sure, as we're moving towards this target, how do we achieve that? What I wanted to say is that looking at the totality of the imperatives that have been listed in the SA Vision document, I think that we as a systems engineering community in South Africa is well on our way to respond to these imperatives. For example, with the initiation of the Jaisoy Challenge that we did in 2015, we are looking to training up the future systems engineering workforce. We are giving them challenges that is not in line with their technical, let's say, competencies within their work environment, but we're giving them social problems to apply systems engineering approaches to. In an attempt to also have a shared understanding amongst ourselves, we also encourage you to take certification. And as part of that effort, we are offering a free SEP exam on Thursday that I encourage you to partake in. On that note, I invite all of you to take this opportunity to reach out to one another, share knowledge and experiences, explore and discover new ideas and approaches, and to be adaptive. A strong community with thriving feedback loops are essential for advancing the field of systems engineering. as captured in the vision document. So I wish you all the best for the next 3 days, and have fun. Thank you very much.